Hi guys, welcome to day 2 of our 5-day mini series, the top 5 keto eating mistakes. If you missed yesterday's, you can just scroll up on our Facebook page and look for day 1. And our top mistake yesterday was not knowing what ketosis was. So that's a really good starting point if you're just getting into eating keto or you're trying to lose fat on doing a keto program and you're not sure what's going wrong. I would definitely recommend popping back over and watching that video so you can understand a little bit more about what it actually is and how certain foods might be preventing you from losing fat on keto. So today we're going to hop into day 2. So the second mistake that I see people making a lot with eating keto. But before I do, if you have not already registered for this series, I would love for you to go register at idealwellness.com/register. That way you'll get a reminder of each of these live videos. We're going live at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time every day. And you will get the workbook that goes along with it, as well as the recordings once it's done. So we'll send it all to you in case you miss a day. You'll have them all there. You can just binge through all 5. So you'll get a lot of good information. And I am able to see comments today. We had a couple questions yesterday that came in on the comments, and also a couple of you emailed me, so I will get to those today. I see someone asking if we're going to have a special rate for new clients once this is over, and good thinking, we are, so stay tuned till day 5. In the meantime, I would definitely recommend for you, that's April that commented, to pop on over to our website, and I will put a link after this video is done so that you can book a free consult with a coach so you can get that process started. So we would love to have you chat with a coach. So again, definitely go register if you haven't already. And I am Emily Countryman. I'm the owner of Ideal Wellness. We are a brick and mortar weight loss and wellness center with 5 locations, working on number 6 up here in Western Washington, and we offer virtuals, so we can service clients throughout all of the United States. And right now, because of COVID, all of our coaches are working remotely, seeing all of our clients that way, and we're shipping food, so it's definitely something we are able to do. Our clients are people that come to us because they have tried a lot of diets. They are wanting to look for an effective and permanent way to lose weight, and not only lose weight, but lose fat, as well as have that coaching and accountability that comes with our program so that we're able to help clients really maintain the weight loss, because you can lose weight, but are you going to maintain it? That's another question. And that's something that we help our clients do. They come to us definitely frustrated from other programs or trying keto on their own and just not able to lose weight, because it's definitely challenging when you don't know all the ins and outs of keto. It can be really complicated. So we really try and make it really user-friendly and really a done-for-you program so that you can get the best bang for your buck and get the most out of keto. And again, you can go watch yesterday's video. So whenever I say keto, I am talking about ketosis and the program that we do. And yesterday's video is going to talk to you all about ketosis. So today, our tip number 2, or our top mistake that we see, is eating too much dietary fat. So I know a lot of people get a little confused with keto and think, for good reason, that keto is just eating high fat, like eating all the bacon, eating all the cheese, the butter, etc. And that is true. It will put you into a state of ketosis, meaning burning fat for fuel. However, if you are eating a lot of dietary fat, you're not going to be burning your body fat as much, because you're going to be burning the nuts, the avocado, the cheese, the bacon, not the body fat. So that's a big difference that we do with our program, is that we don't eat a lot of dietary fat so that we can help our clients burn their body fat. So you've probably heard of LCHF, that's low carb, high fat. That's a common way of eating that kind of surrounds keto. And it definitely can work for a while. So clients that will, or people that are just doing keto, will start on a keto high fat diet by just cutting out all their carbs for the most part and eating some protein and a high fat diet. So that'll work for a while. You'll definitely lose the the glucose tank, which are all the carbs and sugars that are stored on the body, and your body will be burning fat. So you will be in ketosis. However, you're going to be burning the bacon, the avocado, all of that, like we just talked about. So when people are doing a program that is high in fat, we see a lot of plateaus. That's a lot of times that clients will come to us and say, I'm so frustrated with keto. I don't think it works for me, because they've been making that mistake of eating too much fat. And then the other side of that coin is that when people get to maintenance, eating a higher fat program, if you want to stay in ketosis, is a great idea. So if you're eating really healthy fats, like nuts, avocado, coconut oils, just all the good healthy sources of fat, then you're definitely going to stay in a ketosis state as long as you're keeping your carb intake lower, your carb and sugar. But you are going to be burning that fat for fuel. So you'll get all the great benefits of ketosis, like usually people experience better sleep, better steady energy throughout the day, so not the blood sugar highs and the crashes, more clear mindset. A lot of people they say they come out of the fog when they get into ketosis. So there's a lot of benefits to it. And so if you're doing that for weight maintenance, then yes, you would want to eat a higher fat diet. If you are doing keto for weight loss, then you would not want to eat high fat. So one misunderstanding with fat is that eating fat does not make us fat. So I know that that's a common one. People will buy the low fat, the low calorie, all of that. I know it was probably back in the 80s. Fat got a really bad rap. It was came to a head, and it was, will sugar or fat win? And sugar won, as we see, because everything, it comes in low fat. I even remember when I would diet back in like my early 20s, getting the Snackwells product that was a fat-free. But what do they add to a product when they make it fat-free? Because if you take the fat out, it doesn't taste good. They add sugar. So a really great documentary, if you want to learn more about kind of the sugar and fat battle, is called Fed Up. I think it's on Netflix or Amazon Prime, but that's a good one. But basically, when they added all that sugar, that's what causes us to gain weight. And we'll get into the carb and sugar connection and kind of how it aids in that weight loss or weight gain cycle in another video. But fat got a bad rap for no reason. So I definitely watch that. And then you can start to learn how eating healthy dietary fat can actually help you maintain your weight. We always encourage clients when they get to maintenance, don't be afraid of fat. If you're eating good, healthy sources of fat, it's going to do your body good, not harm. I'll still see clients, I'm going to get the skim a latte, a skinny latte. I say, no, get the high fat latte, get the one full of fat. That's okay. Or get a coconut milk or something like that. You don't have to be afraid of fat. And just talking about fat kind of leads me into talking about macros, which is a question I got asked by a couple of you yesterday. So first of all, we have to understand what macros are, and that is based on macronutrients. And there are three main macronutrients that your body needs. It's fat, which we've been talking about, carbohydrates, and protein. And then there's micronutrients, which are all of the vitamins and minerals and everything else that goes into your food. So just so that clears it up, what is it? I was asked what our percentages should be. And then I see another question here. What sort of carb numbers are best for maintenance? So John, that's a really good question. I'll get to that in a minute. But people, when they pick their macros, like if they're doing a regular high fat keto plan, they're probably somewhere in the 70% range of 70% fat, and then very low carb. I don't know the exact macros of someone. I personally haven't done a high fat keto plan, maybe 10 or 15%, and then the rest is protein. So people pick their macros based on their goals. Again, if you're in maintenance and you're trying to build muscle, you're going to have very different macros than somebody that is trying to lose fat doing a nutritional ketogenic program. So it's just going to depend. But John, to your question, in maintenance, again, it would depend on how physical that you are, but usually people adjust it back up. And if they're just eating the standard American diet, that's highly made up of carbs, I would say 60% or more, and then about a split of protein and fat. So that's something that the coach can help you with to see what are your goals. Are you wanting to exercise every day? Are you training for a 5K? Are you wanting to stay in a ketosis program into maintenance? So then we would adjust you and go higher on the carbs. So it kind of depends. I know that's not a great answer, but it's based on your goals. With our program, because losing fat, doing a ketosis program without knowing what you're eating, what your macros are, can be really confusing. That's something that we see clients that have done other just keto DIY or doing it on their own come to us and say, I'm so frustrated with this. I need to figure out how to lose fat and lose weight on a program. We have it all done for you. It's very hard to do with all whole foods. That's why our meals on our program, our Shift Set Go meals, are perfectly proportioned with the right macros in them to aid in you losing body fat, as well as that's why the vegetables and the other lean protein and the other foods that we have in our weight loss program are specifically designed so that you're not getting too much or too little of any specific macronutrients. So again, if you have any questions, let me know. You can just pop them in the chat here. Hopefully that answered a little bit on the macro question from yesterday. The other thing I wanted to talk about as far as why our program is not adding a lot of dietary fat is that you're actually getting similar macros when you really looked at what your body burnt throughout the day as a low carb, high fat program. You're just getting high, say 70% fat, because your body was burning your body fat for fuel. If you actually looked at all the calories that your body used that day, you didn't consume them all, but your body burnt a lot of that stored fat. Again, that's nutritional ketosis as fuel, although you consumed a slightly different number. So really at the end of the day, your program is looking similar as far as the macros to somebody that's eating a high fat plan. However, what you're eating looks a little bit different and you're actually losing body fat every day, whereas they're probably plateauing, struggling, getting frustrated with it. So it's kind of like magic. It's pretty cool that the body can use its own fat for fuel. It was designed that way for, feast and famine. So as long as a famine is not coming, the body is going to hang on to everything, which is why when we put it into the state of nutritional ketosis, it knows exactly what to do, and that's to release all of that stored body fat and use it as fuel. So that's why on our program, once you've kicked over and you're burning fat for fuel, you're not so hungry. So most of our clients will report that after about somewhere in day 5 to 7, they're really not hungry anymore. They have really good energy, really good mental clarity. So there's a lot of really great benefits to burning our own fat for fuel. So again, if you are struggling to lose weight on a traditional DIY keto program, it could be because you're consuming too much fat. So that's tip number 2 or mistake number 2 for today. So what I would do is I would start tracking it. So write down today, if you can remember yesterday, everything that you wrote. If you have an app that can track it, like our clients can use our Shift Set Go app and track all of those numbers and see what your percentages look like. Then from there, either one of our coaches, or if you're doing it on your own, you can say, oh, wow, I am getting a lot of dietary fat. I need to dial it back down a little bit. So that should be able to help you and kind of determine what those macronutrients look like. I had another question. I'm confused why some nuts show a fair number of carbs as well as fats. Nuts and cow milk are some of the only 2 foods found in nature that are going to be high in both. Nuts are really nutrient dense. So you're going to see like cashews and almonds that are a little higher in carbs. And that's, for animals, cow milk was designed for a calf to gain 200 pounds. Because when we have things that are high in carbs and in fat, that's the perfect combination for weight gain, for fat gain. So nuts are great. You just have to be very conscious of the serving size. I believe it's an ounce for most of the varieties of nuts. And it's not something that you're just going to want tons and tons of, because they do have a decent amount of carbs. Some have fiber, so that'll counteract it a little bit. But yeah, you're right, John. Some nuts definitely are high in fat and moderate to high in carbs. So if you have any other questions, definitely leave them in the comments here, and I'll address them tomorrow. And tomorrow you're definitely not going to want to miss, because we have another top keto eating mistake that we see clients make that are preventing them from losing fat. So I'm excited to address that with you tomorrow. And again, if you haven't registered yet, definitely go to idealwellness.com/register. That way you'll get a reminder of these calls, and you'll get the workbook that goes along with it, talking about all the keto mistakes, as well as some great recipes in there. So go grab that if you haven't already. And if you want to chat with one of our coaches and you haven't done that before, you can go to our website and click book now, and I'll post the link on this video as well. You can have a free consult with one of our coaches and see if this program is a good fit for you, and we can start helping you burn your body fat. All right, thanks. Bye.